How's it going, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the live stream. Today, we got a special one for you. We are doing an ambassador spotlight with our elite ambassador, Mr. Tim Tackett himself. So we're gonna look into his 5,500 square foot elite building here. This is a quick overview. Like he says in the video, he's here to store his tractors under the wing here, and inside is going to have a big workshop and residential area as well, but we'll get to that here soon. So give us 10 minutes of your time and I promise it will be worth it. Now, as always, we want to start off with $500 to you. If you are a teacher, educated military personnel, first responder, or healthcare worker, we just want to say thank you for what you do. We actually had one of our previous customers, Mr. Odie, on Facebook earlier saying he too claimed his Tiger Cash as well as his discount for being in one of these service areas. I'm pretty sure he is a healthcare worker. So Mr. Odie, thank you for what you do and can't wait to see the rest of your building. We were talking about how you're in that process. You're gonna have lots of photos coming in. We can't wait to see them. Now, as always, again, if you're in one of these categories, $500 off your Mallett building. And speaking of money off, we have Tiger Cash. You get $1,000 off your elite or signature building when you comment cash under any live video just like this one. Now, this does not apply to specials or promotional prices. I'm sorry, I wish it did, but $1,000 off your regularly priced elite or signature Mallett building if you comment cash under a video like this. Go ahead and put those comments, you guys. Claim your $1,000. Plus, if you are one of these categories, a teacher, educator, military personnel, first responder, or a healthcare worker, you too can double up and claim your Tiger Cash to get $1,500 off your Mallett building. So, always happy to do this to give back to all of you guys. Now, moving right along, where's Mallett, you guys? We started the week off with 80 jobs. There's a lot more now, but here's how the week started. Everywhere from just outside of College Station, between halfway almost between there and Round Rock, all the way over to the New Orleans area and north to here in Mississippi and the northwest corner of Louisiana as well. So much happening, you guys. Let me break it down. We got 60 in Louisiana, 19 in Texas, and 1 in Mississippi. We are also having gutters going on in Louisiana and Maurice, Morgan City, Houma, 2 jobs in Bourg. We have DeQuincy, that big metropolis, as my pastor says. Concrete going down Abbeville, Lockport, Hackberry. We have plumbing, inspections, on the ground materials ready to be built, forms, buildings in construction, and control joints being applied to the concrete. So much is happening in Louisiana. We're incredibly happy about that. Happy Thursday, Mr. Tim. Today is all about you, so strap in, grab your popcorn, and get ready. That's coming here soon. But 60 jobs starting off the week in Louisiana. And in Texas, we started off with 19. We got forming, inspections, buildings in construction, concrete, control joints, buildings on the ground ready to be constructed. So much going on, you guys. The logistical nightmare most people would have trying to hold this many jobs together smoothly. I can't imagine, but here at Mallett, we do our absolute best to make this a smooth journey. Now, December specials and promotions. These are so fun, you guys. The Christmas Rival, our neighborhood special for the time of December. Merry Christmas. Put it on your list. Hopefully Santa checks it twice and gets you one of these Christmas Rivals because they're only here for December. Now, what does it include? I'll tell you. This beautiful 20 by 40 by 12 building comes in 29 gauge metal, a 4-on-12 roof pitch, 2 by 6 common flat trusses, 130 mile-an-hour wind rating. It's not going to have the Mallett cable lock system, and it's going to have the post directly into the dirt most likely, but what it will have is 3,000 PSI concrete, 2 by 12 headers. We're not going to have skirt boards or ground protection, but it's going to have a 2-year workmanship warranty using #2 untreated generic lumber. And for all that, you get this beautiful building for $16,999. Now, I talked about a lot of things this building doesn't have. Let me explain to you why. We created the Rival Series to match the industry standard, the buildings our competitors are putting out there. We figured, you know, we need to have something at every price range. And the Rival accomplishes that by using industry standard materials, not Mallett standard. We'll get into those in a moment. But that doesn't mean this is not a good building, you guys. It's just simply not a Mallett building. But what this is an affordable building because of this industry standard material. What that means is for $16,999, you could get this beautiful 20 by 40 by 12 Christmas rival in your backyard, you guys. These are sized and prepared for neighborhoods, subdivisions, HOAs, all things like that. We have options to make this fit those codes and regulations, and the size could fit most any backyard, you guys. We just want to make sure you have the opportunity this Christmas for a rival building if that is something you are interested in. But for $16,999, a 20 by 40 by 12 is hard to beat. I can only think of one other thing that could beat this 20 by 40 by 12, and that's this 20 by 50 by 12 for $20,999. Now, it's gonna come with the same specs, industry standard build, but it's gonna be built by the best builders in the nation, which is Mallett Buildings. It's gonna have all the things that are industry standard that allow us to sell it for this affordable of a price, but you're gonna get the Mallett construction team. Guys, we've been doing this for 27 years. We've learned a thing or two. I dare say we have the best workmanship in the industry, and that's what you get behind the Christmas rival. So if that's interesting to you, or if this price is just too much to beat, because I know for me, it's very tempting, but give us a call at 337-214-0428. We'd be happy to help you. Our building specialists are here, they're ready, and I challenge anyone to find a better deal than the Christmas rival, you guys. Merry Christmas. Put that on your list. Now, when you're going around shopping, you're looking, you're comparing prices, you're doing all these things, you're shopping for a builder. Well, of course, we want you to come to Mallett, but we also want you to make educated decisions. And so we made up the 5 red flags. As always, this is not to throw shade or talk trash. This is simply to educate and give you, the consumer, the best possible thoughts to have before making those final decisions on a builder. Red flag number 1 is going to be years in business. As I mentioned, we have been around for 27 years here at Mallett, making post frame the name of the game for that long. Guys, most people don't make it past 3 to 5 years. That's a statistical business fact. Unfortunate, we don't wish that on anybody. It's just the name of the game. But 25 years later, we've done that 5 times over, and we're still here looking forward to 30, 40, 50 plus years going strong, you guys. But you can check this out at the Secretary of State website. You can see how long these businesses have been around, and that could be a red flag if they're brand new. Nothing wrong with that, but just something to consider. Now, you can also check for licensure. You want to make sure they are licensed to do the job you are paying them good money to do. Here at Mallett, we are a residential, commercial, industrial licensed contractor, as well as a licensed engineering firm. We have the staff, the qualified people, the bodies to make these jobs work legally. So you can check these licenses, the Louisiana State Board for Contractors, the LSLBC. Make sure who you're doing business can legally operate and do the business they say they're doing. Now, you also want to check on the LSLBC for contractor violations, you guys. First and foremost, most companies have contractor violations. A lot of individuals have contractor violations. It's an unfortunate thing. Here at Mallett, though, we are proud to say we have 0 contractor violations in the 27 years that we have been here. I don't believe a lot of people can say that, but I do believe that if there are violations on their name, they should be talking about them. If not, that could be a red flag. Having them is also a red flag, unfortunately, but this is what we have to deal with, and we want you to be aware of. Now, reviews on the BBB and Google. Everyone, I could just stand up here and talk wonderful things all day long about Mallett and the quality and everything we do with the building and how it's the best building in the country and how you're not going to find anyone to beat us on quality, workmanship, and craftsmanship. I could say all that, and I feel like I'm justified in doing so. But nothing speaks louder than the discussions of the people who've gone through said building process themselves and have had their building purchased and built by Mallett, and they share their experiences on the BBB and Google. We have over 685 of those experiences documented on these platforms, you guys, and out of those 685 plus, we have a 4.89 star review rating. So that means the overwhelming majority of these individuals had a pleasant and wonderful experience in their Mallett journey, and we want to make sure you are aware of that, good and bad. Go see where we went wrong sometimes too and how we corrected it. We'd love for you to be involved in that as well and know both sides of every story. So just keep these things in mind. A lot of people can't say they have this many reviews, and the ones that can, they can't say they're all that good. That's the public speaking. So take that for whatever it is worth to you, but I highly consider checking it out because it could be a red flag if they don't have any reviews. Now, moving right along, we want to invite you to visit the contractor's facility. If they don't have a facility to take you to, that could be a red flag. As Mr. Trent says, if you're doing business in the passenger seat of somebody's truck, could be a business. Nothing wrong with just getting started out, but here at Mallett, we have a phenomenal and large facility. If you've ever driven past Interstate 10 in the Iowa area, you've definitely passed it. It's the big green building. But now we have the massive truss plant as well, and we have this insanely large roll form plant coming up, getting more and more every day further along with the progress there, and we are making that happen. It's looking absolutely stunning, you guys. I say all that to say this, that's not all that's here. We have the packing plant, we have the prep area, we have the gutter prep area, the gutter making station. We have all this going on here and more at Mallett. And this is our facility, you guys. This is where we've taken years and years of effort and labor and putting into here to grow and make sure it's as good as it can be for you, the customer. And we want you to come see that. But most importantly, we want you to come shake the hands of the people who are going to be involved in your process. Meet your building specialist in person who you're going to be working with to design your building and make sure everything is exactly what you want. And once that's done, we're going to meet the designer who's going to bring those ideas to life and help engineer you a phenomenal building, which you then get to meet the engineers who make sure these buildings are safe and to the specs that we promise you they're going to be. Everything is third-party inspected here to verify. You get to meet everyone from that process. You can meet Mr. Lee, the owner. You can meet Mr. Trent. You've seen them both on the live before. You can meet Mr. Ferguson, our permitting expert. He's also going to be helping with contracts. You get to meet the people who are going to be pouring your concrete, framing your house. The whole process, you can meet those people here, put a face to the name, shake a hand, and get to know somebody instead of just doing all this business from the phone because they have nowhere to meet. I'm not saying you can't do business like that. I'm just saying this sounds like a much better experience in my personal opinion, but that's just me. This could be a red flag for you as well. Now, why Mallett? Again, Rival Series is based on the industry standard build, what most of our competitors are offering. Now, we wanted to take the Rival Series and show you what the difference in everything we talked about recently and a Mallett Classic, which is going to be our entry-level building. This is, if you had to call it, a base model of a building. And watch how much it outclasses the industry standard and how much further we put into consideration of the Mallett Classic building. And that's just our bottom tier, you guys. It gets better by 2 tiers all the way up to the elite. But starting off with our entry level, we're already going to be beating the Rival Series, the industry standard, on the metal gauge because we're doing 26 gauge as opposed to 29 gauge. 26 gauge is much thicker, much more sturdy, and much more long lasting because it's more durable. That's standard across all buildings, as is a 5-on-12 roof pitch, you guys. It's going to look better, it's going to shed water and debris better, prolonging the life of your roof. You're going to have 2x8 scissor trusses, as I mentioned, are third-party inspected. We have amazing information on that on our YouTube channel. We had the inspector, we interviewed him, talked to him about what he looks for in these trusses and why it's so important to have these consistencies and these verified factors of the truss plant operation. Amazing content. I highly recommend checking that out. After the live stream, though, stay around. We're going to have Mr. Tim on here pretty soon in his video. It's going to be phenomenal. We walk through his property. It's all about him today, but the building is phenomenal, you guys. Speaking of the buildings, the Mallett Classic is going to start off with 170 mile an hour wind rated roof load, you guys. That's insane. And on top of that, well, technically on the bottom of that, you have the Mallett cable lock system. That is that 1/8 inch aircraft cable that runs post to post around the entire building, locking, as the name suggests, everything in place over the weather barrier and under and in the concrete slab in which is poured over the cable lock system. You're going to have this, and that's going to be what we call uplift control. So say you have a big storm and then the wind rushes in, a door or window malfunctions or is left open, you're going to have all that force, that air is going to want to go up and out, which creates a parachute effect, which is going to essentially, in most builds, say if you have the post on top of the slab, that's most likely going to rip that building up and you're not going to have a building anymore. The Mallett cable lock system works to prevent that. It is going to hold everything locked together under the concrete with the dead weight of the concrete holding everything down. So not only do you have the building in the concrete, in the ground, 3 feet, you also have the weight of this slab holding everything down. So that's the reason we've never lost a building to a hurricane with the Mallett cable lock system. Now, we also have the same concrete, which is 4,000 PSI, microfiber reinforced, I might add, under every post. It's going to have a slab of concrete under every post. That means your post is not just sitting in the dirt or gravel aggregate. It is on a firm foundation. It's not going to sink or settle in ways that you don't want it to because we have that level, firm foundation. We're also going to have 2x12 headers, the concrete, which is 4,000 PSI we discussed. You're going to get the skirt board guards for ground protection. You're going to start off with a 4-year workmanship warranty. Guys, that's already double what we have on the industry standard. And then we're going to have number 1, MCA ground treated kiln dried lumber. I love that phrase. It rolls off the tongue so well. That means all of our lumber is kiln dried lumber, which means all that excess moisture to a certain percentage is dried out of the post, making the warping and all the cracking and drying out that happens later. We're just going to prevent that by taking the water out already. So it keeps that lumber more sturdy and more straight for longer. It's going to be ground treated, so we're going to have prevention against wood destroying insects like termites and beetles and things like that, as well as treatment from the concrete and the ground that may be in contact. But you don't have to worry about that because we have optional post protectors if you would like. Hey AJ, welcome from Idaho. Hope you had safe travels and you're enjoying time with your family. We miss you. Can't wait for you to get back. We got a lot of people waiting to talk to you when you get back, so enjoy yourself, but hurry back, brother. Also, as I mentioned, we have in-house engineers, part of the Mallett Classics building. It is going to be, as you meet every Monday, Mr. Darrell and his team, who are going to verify everything to make sure it is to the standards that we have here at Mallett, to make sure you are getting the best engineered building possible. Now, moving right along, speaking of the classic building, we have the hottest ticket item of the year, I feel like, the Cajun Oasis in the classic model. This is going to be a 30 by 50 by 12 that includes insulation throughout, an electrical package, a 5-ton climate control unit that's going to be mounted on the wall, and that's going to heat and cool this entire 30 by 50 by 12 building for only $49,999. Now, what does this mean? That means when you get this building, it will have insulation, it will have concrete, it will have a climate control system, it will have full electrical, you have heating and cooling, which you use in the same day here in Louisiana. I know we left 2 days ago, I was 3 jackets in. This morning, it was 80 degrees. So who knows? You can use it all on the same day, but you have the option. So when we're done with this building and we turn it over to you, we sign complete. You could walk in and have a party. You could walk in and host game night. You could walk in and watch the football game. Anything and everything you could think of that could fit in a 30 by 50 building. Your home gym could fit in here. Anything for $49,999, ready to rock and roll, you guys. And also, that electrical package is $6,000 value. The 5-ton unit's a $10,000 value, guys. So we have $16,000 of value just in here. That's pretty much, that's almost 25%, give or take. 40% of the price of the building is just thrown in. So that's an awesome add-on. That would be $16,000 more on any other package, you guys. But it doesn't stop there. We talked about the classic. This is the Cajun Oasis Elite. As you can see, the first thing you notice is this beautiful wainscot trim, as well as the gutters. Those both come as part of the Elite package. What also comes with the Elite package is it is a 145 mile an hour wind rated building. You're also going to have closer truss spacing and post spacing, allowing for a more stout and secure build. But all the same specs. You're going to get that $16,000 value free. You're going to get electrical package, the 5-ton unit that's climate controlled for heating or cooling, full insulation for $59,999, you guys, 30 by 50 by 12. That's hard to beat. You walk in and have a 145 mile an hour wind rated building with a 170 mile an hour wind load as well, fully ready to go. Heated, cooled, insulated, ready to be anything you want it to be. The best building in the country for $59,999, you guys. 337-214-0428, because I know you're waiting for the phone number to give us a call, because why would you not? I know you're waiting until after the live stream, but write this down, 337-214-0428, because I know you want to give us a call, because this is too good to pass up, and it ends in December. So January 1st, may not have this again for a while, if ever. So be sure to give us a call. Now, the Mallett Ambassador Club. This is what we're highlighting today, and by this I mean Mr. Tim. He is going to be our spotlighted ambassador for the week. But the Ambassador Club is someone who has purchased a Mallett building and is willing and able and wanting to take their building and use it to show other potential customers what the Mallett building looks like. Mr. Tim has a barndominium that he is currently building out, and it is absolutely stunning. We're going to take a look at it just in a moment. But it is people who are willing to go above and beyond to help with the process, to help show people, look what Mallett did for me. And they're, of course, compensated through our referral program, as anyone who sends a referral our way who gets a building, you will be receiving $200 in the form of a check once that person gets their Mallett building, as a way of saying thank you. And as an ambassador, we send people to you, so it just makes that opportunity for making money that much easier. So if this is important to you or this interests you in any way, comment ambassador on this video or any video, and we'll make sure to get you as much information as possible. We look forward to having you in the club. Now, as I was mentioning, Mr. Tim Tackett, the legend, the man, the myth himself, our first elite ambassador, I might add. Now, we have an amazing interview from him, but first I just want to say, look how beautiful this building is. You see the post protectors, you see the gutters, it's a massive build, you guys. But we're going to hear from Mr. Tim real quick, and then I will be right back. Stay tuned, you guys. It is an amazing video, a lot going on. Check this out.
Hi, come on in and let's take a walk around in our barndominium build. My name's Tim Tackett, and I'm a Mallett Buildings customer, and you're here today to take a look at our Mallett premium building. It's a 5,500 square foot barndominium that was put up last August. What made us decide to go with a barndominium and Mallett Buildings? Well, my wife is originally from Louisiana, so we were living up in Ohio, where I worked 6 years in commercial nuclear power. And I met her following Katrina, and I always promised her that we would move back to Louisiana because I spent 2 years here back in the early 80s, and I love the state. So about 5 years ago, we started planning for our barndominium and had our floor plans and our drawings and everything created, and started looking for regional builders to construct our building, and spent about a year going through various bids from different builders in the area. We looked at stick built, we looked at red iron, but we pretty much was sure that we wanted to go with post frame construction. My background in field engineering and construction, electrical, mechanical, and civil structural, so I was very versed on the different types of construction. And after we went through all the bids, and there wasn't anybody that could match what Mallett Buildings could offer us as from a standpoint of what was included for the square foot cost. Their methods of construction were far superior to anybody else. The fact that a big thing that really caught my attention, two things. One was their cable system that goes in the slab to anchor the posts together. And the other thing that really intrigued me was the fact that they own their own truss plant. And that's just something that you just don't see with builders. And with their warehousing, they keep all their materials in stock so they don't rely on third party. So they're not sitting around waiting for a load of lumber to be delivered to them and then delivered to your job site. So Mallett was just head and shoulders above everybody else. And you know, we've been in this building for the last 12 months now. We're slowly converting it over into livable residence space on the other half of the building. I'm standing in the shop right now. And We love the building. I mean, we haven't had any leaks. We went through Hurricane Francine last year, and this thing was just rock solid. So, I mean, we're ecstatic and very, very happy with our choice with Mallett Buildings. Our building is a 50-foot wide by 110-foot long building. We have a 10-foot gable extension out front. We have a 10-foot wing extension out front. So the enclosed part of the building is 50 wide by 90 feet long. Right now we're in the residence section, and it is so it's 2,500 square foot. And we went with 10-foot high eave walls on the sides in the residence, and we went with our trusses on common trusses on 2-foot centers so that it is ready for sheetrock. So we don't have to do any additional furring or anything like that. When we get ready to hang our sheetrock, we can go straight up on the bottom of the trusses with our sheetrock. And the beauty of post frame construction, as you could see here, is that it's clear span construction, so you don't have any load bearing walls on the inside of it. So it's very, very simple that when you go to frame out the inside of your building, your perimeter walls, all you do, it's very similar to this wall right here. This is going to be our firewall. You just stud out in between the posts, and then you go in with your wiring and your insulation and your plumbing, and you're ready to hang sheetrock. So it uses the entire structure of the building. It's fully incorporated in your structure. It's not like red iron where you actually have to build another building inside of your building. So it just becomes basically a shed that your house is built in. So this part of the building here, our building is laid out on a open floor plan. So our main part of the living area is going to be about a 30 by 35 that is completely open. So that's going to encompass where the kitchen is, the living area is, where my wife's pool table is going to go over here. And we're only going to have two primary walls. There's going to be one wall that runs down through here on this side, and then there's another wall that runs down through here on this side. So we'll have a bedroom over here, storage room, laundry. This entire area over here is going to be our master suite, and then there's going to be a guest bathroom, a second bedroom over here, and then we're going to have our doggy kennel room over here in the far corner over there, so our little puppies have some place to hang out at in the air conditioning when we get it done. So this is on the shop side, or the house side of the building. So let's go back here and take a look in the shop side. Now it's a little bit different because we went with 16-foot high eave walls in the shop, and we went with scissor trusses in here. So I have about just shy of 20 foot of vertical clearance, which is going to be great for us because I've got a 4-post lift, I've got a 1,000-pound gantry crane, and I've got some other additional lifts in here that take up overhead space on that. As you can see over here, this is some of my tractor collection here. That's what this is mainly going to be for here. I still have quite a few other tractors and antique engines up in Ohio to fill this area up. And we put in a storage mezzanine up here. This is actually a third bathroom over here. It's going to be on the shop side. It has a full bath in it, shower. It has wash area in there, storage area. It could also serve as a laundry area. That's what is right now until we get the next part started up. So this side is nearly complete. The only thing I have left to hang in here is the lights and the ceiling fans. And then we'll be putting our fifth wheel right in here so that we will be staying in the fifth wheel while we finish out the residence side. So as soon as it comes inside of here, then we're going to start the framing over on the house side. So work toward completing that. So out back under the wing extension, this is where I keep my tractors and a lot of my other equipments, my fueling station, lawnmowers, log splitters, that kind of stuff right here. So the wing extension makes it very nice to help keep all your equipment out of the rain and the elements here in Louisiana. So as you can see, it's a pretty phenomenal building. I mean, the structural design and construction of it is just second to none. I mean, when we my building inspector came out, who was a 25-year framer, When he first walked into this building, he just told me his mouth fell open for about 60 seconds, and he just said, I have never seen a building built like this before anywhere. And he said, I know where I'm coming to if we have a hurricane coming through here, because we stayed in here during Francine last year, and this building never moved, it never creaked, it never popped. We've never had a single leak throughout the whole building, so we're just extremely ecstatic about our experience with Mallett Buildings. So if you're thinking about getting a barndominium or even an accessory buildings, I cannot say anything much better about Mallett Buildings other than they are just simply the best, and you're going to have money well spent if you go with Mallett Buildings.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tim. We appreciate that. Everything you had to say. Phenomenal walkthrough. You can tell you definitely did your research. Always an absolute pleasure to hear from you. Thank you so much for the video, and thank you for being a Mallett Elite Ambassador. Now, if you didn't catch that in Mr. Tim's video, overall his building ended up being a 50 by 110. I believe, yes. And that's a massive building. So we want to highlight that. Now, going through, I'll be right back. Just me in the studio today, but we're here, going through the building. Look at this. This is where he ended the video right here. That's his tractor, his equipment, fueling station, all that. Again, I want to highlight, here's these gutters, and he has them all running down the down pipes, pushing it from the building. Beautiful, everything's so well thought of. You can even see some of the gutter brushes here. That's going to keep that debris out. Let me know how the gutter brushes are working for you, Mr. Tim. Now, moving along, we're going to have from delivery to completion, as we always like to do on these spotlights. But this is when the truck got there. The driver is dropping everything off. You can see the post protectors, the posts, all of the materials here. And that's the machinery getting everything off, unloading, putting it into the yard, getting it ready. This is once you see the pad is done already here. The posts are going into the ground and the post protectors. Everything is getting framed. We have all of our exterior walls going up here. Gutter brushes work great. Phenomenal. Hopefully that takes gutter duty tasks down a whole lot. But as you can see here, things are getting put into the ground, and we're a little bit further ahead, obviously, but the exterior framing has been done. I see a bunch of the trusses are being installed here. That's actually what's happening here. Have a truss being put from there. Everything is being held up nice. Lots of wood already. Moving along, looks like they have this back area, the taller section framed out. Look at all those trusses. Like he was saying, that's just an enormous amount of wood that's used here. Another shot of that. You see the next area has been completed here. Wow. And this is them working on it. Look, again, look at all that insane amount of wood. And this all became that building you guys saw in the first slide. Blows my mind even every time watching the processes. Now, here they're starting to put up, they're beginning to put up what they need for the walls. Starting to get that insulated, the wrap in there. You can see the beginning process of that. There is a door already, and it seems that there is the windows as well, working around that, getting ready to put the walls up. See in this picture, it's on the other side, but this is what that looks like. So here you can see they wrapped everything, prepared it, got all that going here, and then this is what it looks like next with the walls, the metal up on the walls. Beautiful. Look at this roof line. That's gorgeous. Now, again, here is the other side. Again, there's the door, the windows. This is what that completed section looks like. Leaving some openings for the roll-up door here. And this green is just amazing, Mr. Tim. Great choices. And so here's the front of the area. That's the wing as well, the front, or the front gable on this one. Everything's getting ready, getting wrapped for the walls to go up. Top of the roof line. Everything from the inside view. The house section has trusses on 2-foot spacing, 8-foot post spacing. AJ said that pushes the house section when ready. Wow, so okay, Mr. Tim just commented, for those of you who may be on YouTube, he says the house section, the trusses are on a 2-foot truss spacing, as well as 8-foot post spacing. According to our calculations, that puts the house for around the 160-mile-an-hour wind rating. I'd love to hear what the roof load is on that, but he has this building in Colony Green with super roof and trim. And the roof is definitely super. Look at all the different, the trusses, and you can see there's the spacing he talked about, the 2-foot truss spacing. So this is an overhead view of the finished product. Again, you can see the gutters with the gutter brush guards, the offset on the roof heights. Beautiful. What was that offset? 12 foot to 10 foot, Mr. Tim. The offset, a 2-foot offset. Here's where we exited again. Beautiful building. So after all that, he had mentioned he's going to park his 5th wheel. He ended up getting his 5th wheel into the shop. You see some lights are up. As he said, there's the ceiling fans, the lights, 6-foot difference. I read that wrong. Anyway, there's the 5th wheel parked and in there, good to go. Beautiful building, Mr. Tim. Thank you so much, Mr. Tim, again, for everything you do. 10-foot to 16-foot offset. Let's go back and see that now that we have some information. So this is a 10-foot section, and it's offset. This is a 16-foot section. So that's the 6-foot difference that we're talking about right there. And you can see here as well, 6 foot. You can see from this area also, this is what it looks like finished. Beautiful. So if I noticed, Mr. Tim, it looks like you used common trusses in one section and vaulted trusses in another section. Unless, or was it common throughout? Nope, I believe it is common throughout. No? Looks to be vaulted. So you have common in this lower section and vaulted in the higher section. I'll give it a moment, but if you could explain that, we're just going to look at this while you're doing that. Look at all this wood. But the amount of trusses, how stout that roof has to be. Common in-house for flat ceiling. That makes perfect sense. Make it more residential feel. Well, Mr. Tim, I know you are doing a lot of the work yourself. I know you're taking that route, choosing to go a little longer, but when you have that nice 5th wheel, it makes it a little easier. But hopefully this project is wrapped up soon for you. I cannot wait to see what the inside on the residential side looks like. The shop is looking great from what we see here. Let's see, between here and the walkthrough of your video. Just look at all the clearance on that 16-foot clearance, you guys. That's well over 20 feet at the center of the shop. He has, it looks like a little loft area to the next section here over the residential side. Beautiful, functional, beautiful and functional. But that is going to be our show for today. Mr. Tim, thank you so much for, first and foremost, always being willing to share Mallett and talk to others about what we got going on here. You are highly appreciated. I consider you a friend. Thank you so much for always being willing to answer questions and help those in need and showing them your beautiful building. I cannot wait for it to be finished. You and Miss Charlene, beautiful taste, wonderful job, and I love what you got going on with it. The tractor area is beautiful, well thought out. Love it. Love everything about it. Thank you for being our first Mallett Elite Ambassador, you guys. We haven't mentioned that one. Elite Ambassador is an invite-only section of our ambassador program, you guys. Mr. Tim, thank you for being the first to enter the Elite Ambassador Club. If you want to be involved in that, again, comment ambassador and we will send you all the information. You too can be on the level of the legend, Mr. Tim Tackett. But that is our show. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed anything, please comment cash because you can get $1,000 off your next Mallett building. And also, if you think somebody you know could get anything from this video or learn a little bit from Mr. Tim Tackett, please be sure to like and share the video with them. You never know how it could affect their buying journey. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tyler, And we won't see you tomorrow, but we'll see you Monday with Mr. Darryl for another episode of Engineering Monday with his jokes and amazing information. Can't wait to see you guys. Have a phenomenal weekend. Talk soon.